It sounds like what you're saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to be wrong when I'm with you, because you know I got mad love for you. That's a rap phrase.
I got it.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is, if an artist supports someone that has been convicted of killing a cop, they should not be allowed to go to the White House.
No, it's a little bit more than that.
Okay, say it again.
The resume has to be put in front of them. And they have to select people who are almost unimpeachable, all right, because they're getting that honor to go to the White House.
Right.
This guy is controversial all day long with this stuff. Not only did he support this cop killer or celebrate the cop killer, he celebrated another one in Philadelphia.
Again, he's celebrating someone he thinks was unjustly. He's not celebrating.
Is this Perry Nason we're talking about now? Is this the most brilliant lawyer of all time?
Remember when Jon Stewart had to teach Bill O'Reilly what nuance is? And that everything in the world isn't always black and white or good and bad?
There is a selective outrage machine here at Fox that pettifogs only when it suits the narrative that suits them.
The look on Bill's face says it all. Anyone outside of the Fox News brainwashing machine can easily see that the entire network, just like the Republican Party's policy platform, relies almost exclusively on selective outrage and manufacturing narratives that will get a visceral reaction out of the audience. Like in this example, where O'Reilly drew the line at rapper Common being invited to the White House, but had nothing to say about Bono and U2, Bob Dylan, and Bruce Springsteen doing the same thing as Common.
Here's what I would think.
Let a quartet.
It's a poetry slam. Who gives a crap?
A lot of people do. This is National Police Week.
You know what, Bill? Let's do something nice for police, for National Police Week, you and I. Let's have us agree to promote a reinstatement of the ban on assault weapons, because that doesn't celebrate killing cops metaphorically or figuratively. It tries to get weapons that kill cops literally off the streets.
As you know,
that's important.
As
this
you know, if you've
is
ever
nothing.
done any research.
No, you do support it.
Correct.
I'm saying, and why don't you get the entire apparatus here? The apparatus. The infection machine that is the overreaction.
You mean the diverse opinions that we have here, unlike your network?
The only reason some people cared about Common visiting the White House is because pundits like Bill O'Reilly made it into something people should care about, which directly speaks to how Fox News works hand in hand with the Republican Party to focus, test, and refine talking points that shape the audience's worldview in real time. Bill O'Reilly knows this all too well, which makes this sober confession that much more surprising to hear.
Rachel Scott blew it. Donald Trump blew it. And the happiest person in the country tonight is Kamala Harris. Because she's sitting there cackling. Look at this. Yeah, look at this. Look at Trump. He's just alienated millions of black voters who aren't going to really get what happened there. The broadside against Kamala Harris was that she's a phony, that she used one bit of ethnicity to do this, one bit to do that. But Trump didn't articulate it.
While O'Reilly injected his typical racial dog whistles into this interview with Chris Cuomo, which we'll get to in a second, this public diss at Trump shows just how disastrous his NABJ interview was. If you're losing Bill O'Reilly of all people, you must have really messed up.
Skin color didn't have anything to do with politics, with the way we live and who we are as Americans. It has nothing to do with it. Now, if you are a person who lives and dies on skin color, I feel sorry for you. I don't believe Trump is that.
Case in point, if someone as bigoted as O'Reilly, who legitimately believes that race has no impact on politics and is willing to defend Trump's long-documented history of racism and discrimination, still thinks that his performance was bad enough to have an impact on the election, we might be looking back on the debacle with a different perspective come November.
I think that the former president lacks discipline still in messaging. You know, when you are running for an office and you know the deck is stacked against you, where the media, as you just pointed out, is not going to report anything honestly at all, nothing. And the Democratic Party has got a constituency that hates you, and that will drive a vote out. Doesn't matter what the issues are. Then you have to basically figure out, if I want to win, I have to do this. But it isn't like a guy who is internalizing what I should do. He just flies. And he doesn't really think about the repercussions of what he says. And that's hurting him.
Just so we're clear, Bill O'Reilly deserves zero praise for calling out Trump's weaknesses and his campaign's shortcomings, but it is very telling and eye-opening that a staunch Trump ally and defender like O'Reilly is seeing the writing on the wall and raising the alarm that if the campaign doesn't turn things around, they could suffer yet another defeat in a race that was handed to them while Joe Biden was still the candidate.
So you cannot challenge Governor Walz's credentials. He knows the system. He has governed, he has led, but he is a committed leftist. So that raises a specter of why didn't the Democratic Party go a little bit more moderate here? There were other people being considered. They went for the most progressive candidate they had.
Now you see why O'Reilly is so worried about Trump's recent campaign performances. Even though Walz is not a true leftist in the anti-capitalist sense, he knows that incredibly popular policies like free school lunches, legalizing cannabis, supporting labor unions, and implementing common sense gun regulations may sound too appealing to the audience, so he has to divert to the played out strategy of using the terms leftist and progressive as insults against the Harris-Walz ticket. We sincerely hope that the Harris-Walz campaign adopts a truly progressive policy platform, but we're not getting our hopes up yet, and neither should Bill O'Reilly. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.